Welcome to Raval Online Classes. I am Vinita Gogia from Raval Convent School. In this session, we are going to study the poem A Tiger in the Zoo written by Leslie Norris. This poem is the part of English literature book First Flight of class 10th. Before reading the poem, let's know something about the poet. Leslie Norris was a famous poet and he was born on May 21st, 1921. He died on April 6, 2006. The Loudwinder, Sliding, The Girls from Cardigan, Holy Places are some of his important works. In the poem A Tiger in the Zoo deals with the feelings of a tiger inside the cage. He is not free to move freely as he is restricted to its boundaries. The animals, like tiger, is meant to roam in the open, terrorizing the village with his paws and roars. He never harms anyone until provoked. He yearns to get out of the cage while watching the stars at night. The tiger values his freedom like humans do, and we should not earn our livelihood at the expense of the freedom of animals. Now, just read the poem and know what the poet wants to express. Let's read the first stanza. He stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage on pads of velvet quiet in his quiet rage. Here, the poet says that the tiger is inside the cage. The poet has given a vivid description of the tiger. The tiger is confined in the zoo and roams in the cage. The stripes are visible on his skin. He walks quietly on the pads of velvet in his cage without showing his anger because he knows that he is helpless here. Now look at the second stanza. He should be lurking in shadow, sliding through long grass near the water hole where the plump deer pass. According to the poet, had this tiger been free, had it had been in jungle, he would have hid himself behind the long grass near the water bodies and could have easily caught a deer in order to have its prey. But the tiger is not in this position because he is entrapped in a cage. The next stanza is, he should be snarling around houses at the jungle's edge, bearing his white fangs, his claws, terrorizing the village. The poet says that if the tiger would have been free, he would have roamed around freely. The tiger would have been snarling around houses on the outskirts of the jungles. He would terrorize the village people with his sharp teeth and claws. The next stanza, in this stanza, the poet describes the tiger in the zoo, how he feels here and how he looks here. But he is locked in a concrete cell, his strength behind bars, stalking the length of his cage, ignoring visitors. The tiger is inside the cage. He is confined in a concrete cell. His strength and ferociousness is also hidden behind the bars. He is locked in the cage. The tiger is locked in the cage so he does not pay heed to the visitors. The poet sees the tiger locked in a concrete cell in the zoo. In spite of all his strength, he now lies imprisoned behind the bars. Very slowly and silently, he moves up and down along the length of the cage. He takes no note of the visitors who come to the zoo to have a look at him. He knows that they are not frightened by him. Now look at the last stanza. He hears the last voice at night, the patrolling cars, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. The tiger hears the sounds of the patrolling cars at night. He gazes at the shining stars with his eyes. It shows that the tiger is sad and he is confined in the cage. He keeps staring at the brilliant stars with his brilliant eyes. Here, the brilliant stars symbolize freedom as they are the same stars which were seen when he was free in the jungle. Now look at the central idea of the poem. In this poem, the poet tries to depict the mental condition of a caged tiger. He compares the life of tiger in the zoo with its life in its natural habitat. The poet conveys an important message that the wild animals should be in their natural habitats only. Now look at the rhyme scheme of the poem. Here, look at the last stanza. The last words are night, cars, eyes and stars. If we give the name A to the sound A, that is night, then cars is the sound B, eyes again sound C, then stars it matches with cars, so it is sound B. So the rhyme scheme is A, B, C, B. Now look at the other poetic devices used in this poem. The literary devices used in the poem A Tiger in the Zoo are, the first is personification. Here the tiger is personified. He is seen as a human being with emotions who can understand. The second poetic device used in this poem is metonymy. Metonymy is the substitution of the name of an attribute for that of the thing meant. In the poem, the poet calls body of the tiger as its strength in stanza 4. The next poetic device used here is metaphor. In velvet pets, here the paws of the tigers are compared with the velvet because of their shining, because of their smoothness, and there is a fusion of two different words. That is why the figure of speech is metaphor. The next figure of speech is alliteration. Alliteration is the occurrence of the same letter or sound at the beginning or adjacent or closely connected words. For example, should be lurking in shadow where plump deer pass in a concrete cell. The next poetic device is symbolism. Here in the last stanza, the brilliant stars are symbol of freedom. One more poetic device is used here, that is repetition in the first stanza and in the last stanza. I hope now you have understood the poem completely and will be able to answer any questions related to it. Thank you.